Hi guys, well, let's have a look at comic colours, shall we? And how we create the swatches to hold all those comic colours so they're there ready at our fingertips when we need them to colour a comic. Now you can see in the Swatches panel I've got comic colours and we've got all the colours there of the rainbow. Just about every type of comic there is, from retro comics to sci-fi to all the rest of them. I've got all those comic colours there and we can just see them at our fingertips. You'll see that I've got each section titled and the 4 options below it are the colours in that title. So Power and FX have 4 colours. Secondary Costume have 4 colours. Then we have Hero Primaries, 4 colours. You can see there, if you're on that heading, there's no colour. Now, let's see how we do that, shall we? For a start, all of these are available. This entire document is a PDF file and it's available in the download section. And the address for that is in the description of this video. So let's have a look at how we do it. What I've done is create a temporary swatch, a temporary palette. And it's got the first 4 colours. See those 4 colours there? Comic red, comic blue, comic yellow, comic green. They're in there. Now the first one I put in, because they push down as you add them, I added the hex number there as well, but the others I haven't. So let's have a look and see how we go. The comic green is the last one. What you do is you either type in directly if you have your swatch colour in hex format. I've copied that with Command C because I'm on a Mac, obviously. You go over to colour. You add it there. Command V types the colour in, OOAEEF, and you press enter, and that locks that colour in. Go to swatches. And you've already given it a swatch there, and it's added it in there. Now what you do is go to there, right click, rename fill, and call it CYAN ink or cyan ink, depending on how you pronounce it. There's your name there. So when you're looking at it in future reference, let me drag that down so that's much more easily viewable. Now there we have cyan ink there. Okay, let's pause that for a moment. Let's take this right from the start, will we? So that we haven't got all of these colours in there and there's no confusion. We can go to there and highlight that and go up to there, and I can delete that palette, the temporary palette. That'll take all those colours out and it'll take everything out there. So let's delete the palette named temp, and it's gone. There's our standard Affinity colours, and there's my comic colours that I mentioned before, still in there, very usable of course, but we'll just go up to colours so there's no confusion. That's your default starting point. Now go up to the arrow there, the down arrow, whatever you want to call it. We've got application palettes, document palettes, and system palette. Application palette means you'll create a palette that's peculiar to Affinity. So Affinity Vector, Pixel, or Layout will use the same palette. Add a document palette means you'll have a palette that's particular to this document only. Comic colours, if you like, or whatever document you're creating, that's the only document that will be able to see that palette. Now a system palette, that's system-wide, is obviously a palette that will be recognisable across any application you have on the system. which is a bit of overkill really, because you'll probably forget it's there and never use it. A document palette, you could use that if you're using a particular document that's specific to a company perhaps, and you don't want to use their color palette in any other documents. Maybe their copyright, could well be. So let's have a look at an application palette, which is available to you across any Affinity program, any of the Affinity apps, because you don't want to have to create a new document palette every time you create a new document. So let's add an application palette. Just click on Add Application Palette. Now it's unnamed at the moment, but I'm going to call it Temp Comic Colors. Pretty easy to remember, and because I've got temp in front of it, means you can come back anytime you like and delete it. But what we want there is that temporary comic color. Now before I go too much further, let me tell you about these. I've created all of these colors and put them all in here and created a PDF file that's available. You can see the colors there: explosion orange, hot pink, pop, electric yellow, signal red. And I've typed it all out, where they're used, what they're used for, and put them all in a document. Let's scroll down there, scroll, 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 scroll. There's numerous pages where they're used, dot sizes. We've even got Ben-Day dots mentioned there for half-tone work. Now that half-tone work is quite tricky, so take your time when you get to do half-tones because it's worth it. Affinity has half-toning built into the effects anyway, so you may not ever need that. There's a bit of a story about the colours: registration colours, application palettes, document palettes, and system palettes, and some practical production examples. Okay, right back to the top, because there's where we're working. Now, primary colours, comic red. What I've done, because I've got that open there at the same time, and that's where I'm creating the palettes, you need to have a document open to create palettes. So I've opened a document in Layout, or if you like the old school, Publisher. Works just as effectively in Affinity Designer, Affinity Photo, or Affinity Layout, Affinity Publisher. Works equally well in all of them. It's exactly the same. And on the iPad as well, I might mention. But if you want to go to all the trouble of creating this palette, you can export the palette and then import it into your iPad version, because they don't update each other for some obscure reason. And the same with Windows. If you're on Windows, works just as well there. Okay, temporary colours. That's our temporary comic colours. And we've got, what have we got? E10600. I'll copy that. Start casting, because I want that key cast again. So Control C, copy that colour. Now we're up here and there's nowhere to put that hex code in, which is a bit of a nuisance. So what you've got to do is go to Colour. There's your hex code there. Command V puts in the hex code. Press the Enter key to establish it. There's your colour there. Comic red. Now we go back to swatches, because there's no way there of embedding that in your swatches. Well, there is, but you've got to find it, is the easiest way of putting it. Okay? You can add colour to swatch. So it's there, there, and there. Add colour to swatch, but you don't know that it's there. And there it is there. See, it's added it, but what you've got to do anyway, so you may as well do it from this window is right click on that, rename the fill and call it Comic Red. Click OK and there it is there. So now you've got Comic Red. Let me drag that down out of the way. I could probably put it somewhere else. There we go. There out of the way. So that should stay open. Now let me go through that again because I sidetracked there slightly. Get your swatch color. Go to the color panel. Put it in there. Command V and enter. Go back to swatches. And at the end there, you can see add current fill to palette. So you press on there. There's the color there. And you go to rename fill. Right click, rename fill. Well, Phil gets renamed all the time, doesn't he? C-O-M-I-C. Comic Blue. We've renamed Phil to a better name, Comic Blue. His mother will never recognise him now. Now we've got Comic Yellow. You can see what my previous work has done. It's changed all these numbers to the colour that I'm setting them. Now, unfortunately, as I mentioned, there's no way of setting that colour in there. So you've got to go back to the colour. See the HSL numbers are there? These are the ones that get copied into your thing. Now, you can edit your HSL, your hex numbers here. And that's it there. And it's the yellow, Comic Yellow. Now we could go up here and do that again, but then I can't edit it. What I want to do is edit the colour. So you go to there, edit that there, right click, rename fill. Quickest way is to cancel that. Go back to there, rename fill. Comic Yellow. And there we go. Comic Yellow, etc. Now the last one in that set of 4 is Comic Green. Go to colour. Go to swatches. Add colour. Right click. Rename. And fill gets called Comic Green from now on. G-R-E-E-N. Spacebar. OK. Now there's the first 4 of many. Now, as you can see, there are lots and lots of them. Now, being the good fellow that I am, what I did was enter all of these swatches, enter the whole lot. I've put them into a palette file and I've archived the palette file where you can download it and you can then open your document and import the palette. And it will import all the palettes into all the swatches, into a palette called Comic Colors. And there they all are. Perfect. That will save you, and they're all named, by the way, that will save you all the drama of typing them all in. But remember, when you come across your own colours and you want to put your own colours into swatches like this, that's how you do it. Go to there, temporary comic colours, and there's our 4 that we did. Let's do the next one. Cyan, copy, colours, V, go to swatches, rename. So when you're doing this, CYAN ink, set yourself some time aside, and if you've got a list of colours like this, may not be comic colours, you could be doing anything. You could be doing colour palettes for just about anything. If you want to do them like this, that's how you do it. Set yourself some time and just steadily work your way through it. Of course, the other way of doing this, I've mentioned early on in this piece, was to have the colour, go to colours, put the colour in there, force the colour, go to there, add colour to swatch, and of course it does that, it adds the colour to swatch, but then you've got to go and rename it anyway. So what I prefer to do is go back here where I can see what's happening and add the colour swatch from there. Now I won't go any further with this because I'm sure you're bored with my voice by now, but that's okay, because what I'm hoping you'll have gained from this is the knowledge in Affinity version 3. About Affinity version 3.0.3.4027. Okay, I hope you enjoyed this. If you enjoyed this, don't forget to download the files from the download link in the description. While you're there, click on the subscribe and come back and watch this as often as you like. Share it with your friends, share it around your social media sites, and make me as popular as the latest rock star. Okay, thanks for watching.